Hello, my name is Stella Luca. For those who are new, for those who have been here for some time, thank you so much for coming back. I am passionate about family, marriage, parenting, and anything in between. Last week we talked about how to discipline our children, and today we are going to talk about how to teach our children to be responsible. Now, when I was prepping for this podcast, I looked at three content of YouTubers who are also teaching or talking about parents. One of them is Fast Cry Parenting, and the second one is Mommy Answer Lady. I will put the more information on the description, and then also my favorite psychologist Paul Jenkins. Okay, so I will not waste your time and I will be as fast as possible. I request that you just spare me 5 minutes and we are good to go. The first one is to lead by example. As parents, we are expected to show good example of responsibility so that it is easy for our children to emulate, and it is easy when we are teaching them, because children do not know what it is that you are talking about unless they see example of how it's supposed to be. And children, by the way, they listen little but they observe more, and they do what we do rather than listening to what we say. So as you're responsible with your wording, as you're responsible with the way you carry yourself in the house, for men especially, coming home early, not keeping late nights, for mothers, not shouting in the house, being responsible in everything that we do will make our children be responsible automatically without fussing so much or straining ourselves in teaching them. The second thing is establish various techniques in teaching them responsibility. One of them is to assign them tasks. Give them tasks to do when they are on holiday. Give them, I expect you to do ABCD, please get it done. As they do it, you monitor. Be clear in your expectation. Show them exactly what it is how it is that you want the result. What is the result you expect them to do? For example, if they are washing plates, I expect these plates to be thoroughly washed and clean within 1 hour, within 30 minutes, within 20 minutes, something like that, depending of course on the level, the age, the level of maturity of your children. Not all the techniques will work for, there is no, when it comes to parenting, there is no one size fit all. So it is you to now look at what age is your child, how best do they follow instruction, and then you will know which technique to be able to implement to ensure that they are more responsible. Also involve them in the house activities, whatever. If there is a party, for instance, you are responsible for collecting chairs or writing or inviting people or welcoming people as they come to the house, so that they feel more involved and they feel like they are part of the family, and they have responsibility in ensuring that everything is done for that particular. That way, they also grow up with the traits of being responsible in their own houses when they are old enough. The third one is to approve and support positive behavior. If you see your child is doing something and the thing is good, encourage them to continue doing it, but be careful so that you don't make them like have this big head and become competitors. There are children who know that they are the best, so even when they compete, they have this unhealthy competition. Be careful with that. So encourage your children to be responsible, to do the right thing, but be careful. On this particular one, if you want to know more information about ensuring that you do not spoil your children, encourage your children but without spoiling them, please go search Google for more information on the psychologist that I always listen to, Paul Jenkins, and then you will get more information of how to handle encouraging and supporting a positive behavior in our children without spoiling them. That's the third one. Approve and support positive behavior. The fourth one would be teaching children to be independent. Allow children to make mistakes. I remember as I was growing up, I used to break a lot of things and I was beaten. And I reached an extent where I was afraid of any mistakes because I'm afraid of being beaten. If something happens, guide your children in the best possible way that will not instill fear in them, because once they get, when they are afraid, then they will not even be taking initiative in solving any problem. So teach your children to be independent by allowing them to make mistakes and let them figure out how to do it better next time. That's the fourth one. And then the fifth one, which I would have even made the first one, is teach our children spirituality. For those who are Christians like me, teach them the values of God and the principles of the Bible. The first one is to love one another. When a child loves others, they develop the character trait of being empathetic. They empathize for other people. They ensure that whatever they do will not cause harm to another. And when somebody is like that, it helps them to take the correct and the right decision. For instance, they will not be thieves. They will not be thugs. They will not, decide to go and party at night, knowing fully well that when they go like that, anything can happen to them. They can be attacked. For girls, they can be raped. So as you are teaching them, let them know of spirituality and the values that they can live by that is good to humanity. One of them is empathy, and the second one is respect. I was watching TikTok, and there is this young girl who is also a YouTuber, and she said something that caught my attention. She said, a bad attitude is like a flat tire. You never go anywhere unless you change it. If you do not teach your child to be respectful, that child will not go far. For the child to go far, she needs to be able to work with others. She needs to be respectful and not feel what other people are feeling. And then you need to be able to respect. When you feel what others are feeling, and then you will be able to treat them the same way you want to be treated. When you respect others, other people will also respect you. Well, so those are the 5 points that I have today on teaching children how to be responsible. If I can go through the summary quickly, the first one is to lead by example. You as a parent, do not just say your children to be responsible, but you also live by example. Show them by example that you are responsible enough so that they can emulate your footsteps and be better people. And then it also becomes easy for you when you're teaching them. Establish various techniques depending on the age of a child, the level of maturity, and the season, the period at which you are using what type of techniques, so that they are able to understand and do the right thing and be more responsible. One of them is assigning them tasks. Another one is to involve them in the activities in the house, and then also to be clear in your expectation, what you expect them to do and how long they should spend on whatever it is that you've asked them to do. And then we'll give them also clear guidelines on how you want the whole thing to be done. That's number 2. Establish various techniques in teaching your children how to be responsible. Support and approve positive behavior as you're teaching them, so that they will be motivated to continue doing the right thing. But be careful, do not teach them in a way that they become competitive. So you have to be very careful with that. Also, teach your children independence by allowing them to make mistakes and let them figure out how to to do it better in the next time. Teach your children spirituality. For those who are Christians like me, teach the children the value of the Bible and the principle that is expected from every Christian. One of them is to be empathetic, to feel what other people feel, so that you do to them what you expect to be done to you, and then also to respect people so that you can be respected back. Those are some of the 5 things that I wanted to talk about teaching children responsibility. For more information on some of the YouTubers who also talk about parenting, in the description, so that you can search further and see what you can add to what you already have and what I have said. Until then, thank you so much. I do not know what I'm going to talk about next, but whatever it is, it's definitely going to be